Virtual novel, and we are starting in a new ending. Those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that might be. Back to reality. We're a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to a disco. And I doubt guys at Ellis would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. Everything is perfect except that nobody's invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey Axel, let's have a couple of matches, what do you say? My friend Stephen called my attention while playing with the game console. Rush Red. I can't believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quite complicated fighting game for me. I would normally play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood to play. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I would feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me. Stephen said with confidence. Now you're playing it on normal difficulty does not help with your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. I said, leading my attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He's sitting behind the PC, and seems he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he has it in Wikipedia. You can find some neat things in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, not even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looks at me surprised. The actual problem in society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He's one of those pseudo-intellectuals, always looking for the rare information to appear smarter than others. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them, he added later. We forgot our journey in the last ending. What are you talking about? This village is small, and the story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside the normal has ever happened to me. Alfred laughs, mocking after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. He pauses, filling his chest with pride. The very fact that it is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago on this date, a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place. Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. There's a legend behind the disappearance. That's what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. Instead, I noticed it was not Wikipedia, but some other page. Come on. Oh, come on. Read this and learn a little. Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Well, Stephen and I moved closer to read it. I love this little hangout place they have. Town of Avignon, Oxfordshire County, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in the investigation. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes. Some difficult to solve. But all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. The truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham. What does setup mean? Anyway, 23 years old, single. The last time he was seen was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol, but he was still sober. Or at least that's what the witness said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on his way home and decided to enter a forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he walked for 3 hours without stopping. I say stop. The truth is, we don't know what happened then. The tracks suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest. And that's all. There's no evidence of struggle, no other trace. Pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. At no point he stood still, as if he had vaporized in the air, with all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there are no animal corpses nearby. How about human ones? It is ridiculous to think that he suddenly started to decay and became earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything, but he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind, I thought of all sorts of theories, like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew. In the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched down for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more, all young men. The story was always the same. They walked in the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there's more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this. That is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared in 1924. Michael Smith disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. And worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was when I discovered that there seemed to be a simple and boring forest that actually had a great story. Before it was called Oakwood or Oaks Forest. The place was called Wychwood. The word witch has a similarity with witch. Taking into consideration that it was an old name and language changes over time, it indicates that it was the forest of witches. Apparently more than 400 years ago, people of the village believed witches lived in these woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a properly written record. I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Very true. Apparently, with the last one before her death, cast a curse in the forest, which even today could continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that as the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Interesting story. I didn't know there was such a story hiding in this town. I said honestly surprised. Even if this is a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Wait, there's something more, Alfred said. At the same time he scrolls to the comments. We read what is written there. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about the same creature. The time they felt